And I'm one of the many electromagnetically sensitive residents of Regina who is being harmed by current cell tower installations in the city. I've experienced serious ill effects after coming into inadvertent contact with multiple cell towers in Regina. Already, cell tower radiation levels in Regina are near intolerable for EMF sensitive people, and plans to expand the dangerous and highly secretive 5G wireless rollout would add hundreds of new radiation emitting antenna, base stations, and cell towers to the city. Residents of Regina should be aware that Regina City Council is providing its concurrence on cell tower locations in the city with zero consideration for health and safety. Incredibly, the City of Regina claims that related health and safety concerns are out of its jurisdiction. This is not leadership, and it is in fact morally criminal. The federal safety standards being touted, Safety Code 6, were written decades ago and do not even protect from non-thermal or wireless radiation. Thousands of cities and municipalities worldwide have worked to halt the 5G rollout in their areas, citing health and safety concerns, among many other problems, including surveillance. Regina City Council could take many steps to halt the installation of new towers and 5G infrastructure in the city, but it has chosen to take none of these steps. In fact, in 2019, the City of Regina vied for federal government grant money for bringing smart city infrastructure to Regina in what was called a Smart Cities Challenge. Residents should be aware that the City of Regina has shown support for making Regina a smart city. The creation of 5G-driven smart cities is tied to the United Nations Agenda 2030 and its so-called Sustainable Development Goals. Let's just say there is nothing clean, green, or sustainable about these agendas. Regina City Council has already heard from multiple electromagnetically sensitive delegates at the August 17, 2022 City Council meeting on the cell tower protocol. Of the 9 delegations at that meeting, 8 were opposed to the new proposed cell towers. Only 1 delegation was in favor, and that delegation was employees of SaskTel, the corporation financially benefiting from cell tower densification and the 5G wireless rollout. Local media coverage of cell tower dangers has been abysmal, almost entirely ignoring and downplaying the known human health concerns, including from electromagnetically sensitive residents of Regina. From previous population survey studies, a conservative estimate is that 5% of the world's population experiences ill effects from wireless radiation exposures. In some of these people, the debilitation is severe to the point of disability. In a city of 200,000 people like Regina, this means at least 10,000 residents experience some ill effects from wireless radiation and cell towers. If a survey were done in the areas surrounding the currently existing towers in Regina, you would see many of the symptoms of electrosensitivity being reported, which can include intolerance to cell towers and wireless devices, headaches, extreme fatigue, cognitive and memory problems, dizziness, insomnia and sleep disturbances, tinnitus, vision changes, tingling or burning sensations in the skin, body, hands, or feet, heart palpitations, feelings of pressure in the chest or head, trouble breathing, nausea or lack of appetite, mood changes and neuropsychiatric effects like depression, anxiety, anger, irritability, or symptoms of schizophrenia, muscle twitching, and hair loss. Electromagnetic sensitivity is a condition on the rise worldwide, and we are simply the canaries in the coal mine. The wireless radiation that harms us immediately will harm others over a longer timeline. We've known for decades that people experience ill health when living and working around cell towers, but this knowledge is being ignored by Regina City Council, by SaskTel, by local media, and by all levels of government. I and others have submitted over 100 peer-reviewed studies showing health harm and biological effects from wireless radiation, including at levels lower than the government and telecommunications industry claim are safe. The city's cell tower protocol is suggesting a cell tower setback of around 50 meters. This is laughable and in no way adequate for safety. A 2004 study showed that people were 3 times more likely to get cancer if they lived within 400 meters of a cell tower, and that study was done on 2G and 3G towers, which produce much less powerful radiation than 5G towers. There are already thousands of Reginans living and working closer than 400 meters to a cell tower, and this gutless cell tower protocol allows City Council to continue rubber stamping new cell towers and the 5G rollout as it strives to make Regina a smart city. Continued cell tower and antenna densification in Regina would create an urban environment toxic to biological life, human, animal, and plant. It would create a city where it is impossible to avoid dangerous, involuntary wireless radiation exposures simply by walking down a city street. It would force a mass migration of electromagnetically sensitive residents and homeowners out of the city. Stop the tremendously dangerous 5G wireless rollout in Regina. Place a moratorium on all new cell towers, antenna, and base stations. Apply a retroactive setback of at least 500 meters for current towers, base stations, and antenna. Thank you.